And see, being that you could talk about the male experience, the relationship experience, and the female camaraderie that comes with it, that puts you in a league above most people who have no depth in their conversation. Okay. Because when you listen to most people on the radio, it's sex, music, drugs, that's it. Right. Or it's talk radio with the hottest topic, a question to answer, and that's it. Right. You've actually been able to broaden the horizon of your show by doing call-in topics. You got like the love letter thing for advice.
Yeah, ask a scumbag. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you bring your guest on, you don't shame them in being themselves. You're basically telling them, bring all your bones out the closet so I can give you room to put healing into that space.
Most definitely.
That's what makes Scumbag Chronicles genius material.
Thank you.
And genius media.
Appreciate that.
Why don't most people you think have genius in their media?
Well, what it is, most people are scared to offend. And most people are scared to... See, what I do is I expose myself. Once I come to you with both hands behind my back, I'm no longer a threat. Once I talk to you about how insecure I was as a man and the mistakes I made being insecure, that makes it okay for you to open up. Because, man, look at this guy. If he could talk about it, why can't I? So what happens is we have a camaraderie based upon our weaknesses. And we use our weaknesses to get to know each other, which provides us with the strength. That's what I believe it is. If I always talk to you from a position of strength, you got to talk to me from a position of strength, and we don't learn anything about each other. But if I come to you and say, hey, Karev, man, I think my lady cheating on me. I love her. I don't want to let her go yet, but I don't want her to cheat on me, but I love her. And you can say, yo, man, my girl cheated on me too, and I felt this. Now we can have a learning experience. Mm-hmm. But if I come to you, my girl cheating on me, fuck her, man, you ain't learned nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't want her to cheat on me. She's hurting me. I love her. What can I do? And then I come to you with my hands behind my back. Now you'll open up. Now the dialogue will open up. Then somebody else will say, yeah, my wife was cheating on me, but what we had to do is go to count. Now we're learning, and my weakness has just become a form of strength for my healing, for my helping, and now we understand each other on a different level of respect. That's what I think it is.
What you just described is a weapon of war. And also, an early childhood education is called meeting the child at their level.
Ain't that something?
Because when you meet people on their level, people look at you as a peer and an equal instead of as a threat or somebody who thinks they know so much.
Exactly.
And the best leaders are the ones that follow. It says the best commanders and generals in war want soldiers themselves, and they work their way up instead of coming in as a I know everything type individual.
That's right.
But intelligence has always seemed to be the thing that turns people off because of their own insecurities and not knowing it all.
That's right.
How do we engage through meaningful conversation instead of conversation that has lots of words but lacks lots of clarity?
Well, the thing is with that is whenever I have a conversation with a lot of people, I already know the topic I want to talk about. So what I do is I bring the topic to you as if I need your opinion more so than what I know. What does it say? Rest not on your own knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I know what I know. I need you to know what I know, and I need to know what you know. But I can't come to you as a know-it-all. I have to come to you as a conversationalist. This is how I'm feeling about that. What do you think? This is the mistake I made. Now you'll tell me how to come with my mistake, and I say, well, what mistakes have you made? And now we're having a conversation and a dialogue. I know what I know, you know what I know, but we have to know what each other knows. And I don't come to you as if I know more than you. And you don't come to me as if you're a professional, but if I make it seem as if you're helping me, you will be more open to a question and answer period for myself. That's the genius of having these conversations. If I come to you from a position of strength always and knowledge, we won't grow. Because I know everything, and you get tired of that. There's a lot that you know that I respect that I want to incorporate into my conversation. Help me understand where you came from. What mistakes did you make? You know what? Before you start, I made these mistakes. And my insecurity caused me to double down and not apologize. Have you ever had to apologize? Before you know it, we're talking and we're learning. And that's how it is. That's the gag. I come to you, like I said, with both hands behind my back, seeking help, seeking a conversation, seeking a confidant. And then you'll come to me and say, wow, this guy's really talking to me. I respect what he's saying because I've been there. But I've never had the strength to ask anyone for help the way he did. Let's talk. Scumbag Chronicles.
Conversation and laughter are the two medicines that you can't go to school for. Only life experience can give you. So, Dr. Scumbag,
Dr. Scum.
let me ask you this. The hardest thing to do is to get people to actually converse and have dialogue.
Right.
People can talk at you all day.
Yes, and they
but
do.
to get and to master conversation is the ability not to only bring a person's weaknesses out and insecurities out, but also to empower the person conversing with you and giving them the ability to know that life is good. You're just going through a down time.
Right.
How did you overcome those things in your personal life to get to become such a doctor or have a doctorate in real life in your own situations?
Well, I thank you for that. And I'm actually still achieving. What I had to do to become, like you say, maybe a scholar in my life, I had to admit my faults. Because a lot of times, you know, we know our faults, but we won't say them. A lot of times I had to admit I'm insecure. I'm a liar. I've been a cheater. I've been an abuser. I've been a user. I've hurt people who didn't deserve it. And I had to come to terms with all of those insecurities and master them and be able to talk about them so they can't be weaponized against me. Once I understood that my insecurities is what holding me back, it helped me deal with it better. Because I was over aggressive, over eagle-eyed, over sexualized, being something I wasn't to cover what I didn't want people to see, overreacting to certain issues just to send a message to people so they wouldn't see the fact that I was scared. I had to stop. I had to take that mask off and be real with myself and take steps to be real with the people in my life. It started with people in my immediate surroundings. Then it started with people in my not so immediate surroundings. Then it extended to my audience on my show. And now it's extended to your audience. I had to master my insecurities. Of course, all my insecurities is no one's business. But the fact that I can say in my life I've been insecure is a stepping stone towards mastering the mistakes I made so I don't make them again. Destroying relationships because I'm afraid to love. I'm afraid to love because I've been hurt. I'm afraid to love because I've been sleeping with everybody's wives. And now the fact that I know how women lie, I'm afraid to get into a relationship because it has to come back. So now I'm scared and I'm insecure that this beautiful woman is going to do what I've done to so many men. So I have to destroy the relationship. And then I complain, why am I single? Because I'm insecure. And once I'm able to verbalize that and say that to people with a certain amount of confidence, it makes people look at me differently and say, damn, I'm insecure too, but I'm not going to tell him. But when they go home later, maybe they'll start putting their demons in front of them and destroying them.
I'm going to keep it real. You are a millionaire in the making.
Oh, thank you.
Because everything that you're doing, all the celebrities that people worship are already doing.
Okay.
And they're actually doing it wrong and backwards. Let me tell you about the biggest lie that was ever told. And if you hear this, you're welcome to come on Heritage Hip Hop, and I'll interview you too. Steve Harvey, Think Like a Man, was the biggest misconception, deceitful piece of literature since the Willie Lynch slavery day. I'm going to tell you why. A woman that thinks like a man goes against the gifts that she was given. Yet, in trying to deceive, you only achieve one thing: stupidity. So if a man tells a woman she should have 3 men for everything, not only are you destroying the legacy of what God put into practice, you're also perverting truth to what men and women should achieve in their lives. Not to just get a goal of something to have for namesake. I got 2 girls. I got 2 men. I got a man do this. I got a girl do this. It seems like that literature has further stimulated the opposite sex talk. And anybody who, you can't see me, I'm hitting my fist together. Opposites mean you fight. When men and women are supposed to be complementary, which means you work on my behalf, I work on your behalf. From that we make life, and then we do the be fruitful and multiply thing.
I can understand that.
What you're doing totally upsets that and the celebrity, because instead of saying, well, you could do this to get this, or you could do this to get this, you're like, yo, you full of shit. Deal with the shit, and then you can get that.
That's right.
Why is that important?
Well, see, dealing with your shit, like I say, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. I can't master $1 million if I don't know how to master $5. So what's going to happen is I'm going to self-destruct because I haven't dealt with what was hindering me. And you're right about Steve Harvey, think like a man. I don't need a woman to think like a man. Number one, a woman can't think like a man. That's why she's woman. So you think like woman and I think like man. Now we can take some forces of the personality that we believe might help us, but it really doesn't because every man is different. Your philosophy, my philosophy, that thinking like a man it's not cookie cutter. The way you think like a man I might not think like that. I might be docile. You might be dominant. So thinking like a man, where does that put you if you stand in the middle of a docile man and a dominant male? What are you thinking about? You don't know. So, and I do believe, as far as do this and you can do that, that's not necessarily truth. Master your demons. Master your destiny, and you're going to get what you work for. You might not get $1 million, but you might get a certain amount of peace. You might get a certain amount of success. The way to get $1 million, I don't know. But when these celebrities tell you what they think you should do, you're looking at someone who did these things, who sacrificed certain things in their life, who might have been involved in cocaine or the sex trade, but they won't tell you that. I count that too. You ever seen a big muscle guy who got muscles everywhere, six-pack ripped up, and you say, man, how did you get that way? I eat 7 times a day, I dedicate myself, and I work out. He didn't tell you about the needle he's sticking his ass 3-4 times a week either.
Facts.
Now, tell me about the needle before you tell me about the diet. Because now I'm going to kill myself to try to get what you have, but I'm missing the needle. And that's what these celebrities do. They tell you the other part, but they tell you I had to sleep with this producer. I had to do a gay sex scene. They videotaped my family. They got something against me. They made me sacrifice somebody. They don't tell you that part. They're leaving out the needle. So you're right, they're full of shit. So you can't even listen to them half the time.
And that's why I can't wait for you to go into the elevation of Scumbag Chronicles.
Thank you.
Because when you write your first book, I want an autographed copy.
Oh shit, man, you gonna be in it. Heritage Hip Hop, put the battery in my back.
Well, look, I mean, the thing about hip hop for us is we use hip hop this way. Hip hop is nothing but a door. Okay. And people get stuck in the doorway, not going through to their elevation. Everybody thinks hip hop is about rapping, beats, wordplay, clothes. And it's not. Some of the most eloquent writers of verbiage that write lyrics, they go on to be professors, teachers, scholars, authors. Some of the people that do, beats, we've seen them elevate from people who do beats to people who score movies. People are putting soundtracks of life together. D Nice went from a person who writes rhymes to a person who takes photographs because he found out his expression was better in picture than it was on pen and paper. Okay. And that part of hip hop is what I see is being missed from today's generation, especially when we have situations where people can get deals and then die because of the deal. If you could restructure the deal, and I don't mean hip hop, I mean life. If you could restructure the deal, what would be the 3 main rules that you would want every person to learn as they venture off into their own part of life?
3 main rules: discipline, respect, and ownership.
And why such for everyone?
Well, discipline, because you have to have discipline to achieve anything. You have to respect the people you come into contact with, and you have to own what you create so you can be profitable. Your intellectual property to your talent, you have to own it. Respect who you come in contact with, because that opens doors for you. The more respect you give, the more you earn. And discipline, if you know you're great at something and you want to be greater, you have to cut out all the negative influences, all the outside influence, all the distractions, and you have a laser focus to be successful. So I would say discipline, respect, and ownership. If I could restructure things, I think those 3 would be a great start. A great start.